Chapter 12, Transmission, Manuscripts, and the Rise of Print Editions. Transmission, Manuscripts, and the Rise of Print Editions. The transmission of Rashi's commentaries from their medieval origins to the present day reveals a complex history of textual preservation, manuscript culture, and technological transformation. This chapter explores how Rashi's works were transmitted through handwritten manuscripts, the challenges and variations inherent in this mode, and how the advent of print revolutionized the accessibility, standardization, and dissemination of his commentaries. Understanding this trajectory is vital for independent learners seeking to navigate the textual history of Rashi's legacy and to critically engage with the sources that underpin modern editions. In the centuries following Rashi's lifetime, his commentaries were copied by scribes across diverse Jewish communities in Europe and beyond. Manuscript transmission entailed both preservation and transformation. While scribes endeavored to reproduce the text faithfully, variations inevitably arose due to human error, regional linguistic preferences, and editorial interventions. These manuscript variants sometimes affected lexical choices, grammatical explanations, and even the inclusion or omission of certain glosses. The study of these manuscript traditions, therefore, provides crucial insights into how Rashi's method and textual presence evolved in response to local contexts and scholarly priorities. The manuscript culture also shaped the physical and intellectual environment in which Rashi's commentaries were studied. Marginalia, glosses, and commentaries by later scholars were often incorporated alongside or within the manuscripts, creating layered texts that reflected ongoing interpretive conversations. This dynamic textual ecology highlights the communal and dialogic nature of Rashi's legacy, emphasizing that his commentaries were not static artifacts, but living documents shaped by centuries of engagement and transmission. The introduction of the printing press in the 15th century marked a pivotal moment in the dissemination of Rashi's commentaries. Early printed editions sought to codify and standardize his texts, drawing upon multiple manuscript witnesses to establish authoritative versions. The print revolution greatly expanded the reach of Rashi's works, making them accessible to a broader audience beyond the scholarly elites of yeshivot and manuscript collections. This technological shift also introduced new editorial challenges, such as decisions about variant readings, punctuation, and layout, which continue to be matters of scholarly debate. One notable aspect of printed editions was the integration of Rashi's commentary alongside the biblical text, often with the commentary appearing in the margins or interlinear spaces. This format reinforced the inseparability of Rashi's exegesis from the scriptural text and facilitated a mode of study that emphasized close reading and direct engagement with both text and commentary. The standardization brought by printing also contributed to the widespread adoption of Rashi's method as the foundational approach to biblical interpretation in Ashkenazi Jewish learning. Despite the benefits of print, manuscript traditions continue to be essential for textual criticism and understanding the historical development of Rashi's commentaries. Modern scholarship relies heavily on manuscript collation to identify textual variants, trace the history of interpretive notes, and reconstruct the most reliable text possible. Independent learners engaging with Rashi's legacy are thus encouraged to appreciate both manuscript and printed sources, recognizing how each contributes to a fuller understanding of the text and its transmission. From a pedagogical perspective, the history of transmission underscores the importance of critical textual awareness in study. Readers must remain vigilant about the provenance of the texts they use, the editorial decisions embedded in editions, and the potential impact of variants on interpretation. This awareness fosters scholarly rigor and supports the development of interpretive skills that are sensitive to the complexities of textual history and transmission. As this volume proceeds, the examination of transmission and textual history will inform analyses of specific passages and commentaries, highlighting how editorial decisions and manuscript variations shape interpretive possibilities. This integrated approach equips readers with the tools necessary to engage deeply with Rashi's work in both historical and contemporary contexts, supporting a self-directed and critically informed study practice. Key takeaways for transferable knowledge and skills. Readers should be able to understand the role of manuscript transmission in preserving and shaping Rashi's commentaries, including the nature and causes of textual variance. Recognize how print technology transformed the accessibility, standardization, and study of Rashi's works in Jewish intellectual history. Appreciate the interplay between manuscript and printed traditions in modern textual criticism and scholarly editions. Develop critical awareness of editorial choices and textual provenance when engaging with primary sources. Apply historiographical and philological perspectives to understand the transmission of texts within a living interpretive tradition.